Greetings and good evening. This is MathNut, streaming currently on Twitch. We'll be uploading to YouTube later. You can find me on Twitch as MathNut and on YouTube as MathNut02. All of these streams get uploaded, and that's about all I really have to say. Tonight, I think I am going to play... which deck do I want to play tonight? Maybe try some Darfin Rainforest Sorcerer. Oh, that was fast. Cart or K-Art. Let's do Rainforest Sorcerer. Still like Una as my best deck. Last time I played the Gangster deck because it had Mars. It was my first Mars deck that I've obtained. Hello, GLHF. Alright, so this deck has a lot of strong Logos archiving. And wow. If I don't start with a lot of strong Logos archiving ability, I'm going second. I'm going to keep this hand. I like lab work. I actually prefer sloppy lab work just because it cycles through more of my deck. But lab work, gain an ember, archive a card, not bad. Not bad at all. Phase shift, I can play one non-Logos card. Dealer of Souls, Broken Dreams, and Gonzugal. I'm actually tempted just to call Logos, get my archive stuff going, and Gonzugal Champion Anafiel. That'll force him to discard a card. Not the greatest use of phase shift. I will archive the Stealer of Souls, play my phase shift, play Gonzugal on Champion Anafiel. So Gonzugal, deal 3 damage to creature. If it is not destroyed, its owner discards a card at random. Well, that was never going to kill a Champion Anafiel. So I took out Relentless Whispers, which is not bad. And I'll play my Mobius Scroll. Took out 5 cards from my hand, so now I get a new hand and can see if I can do anything with this one. Bouncing Death Cork. Still my favorite card, just because it's an awesome sounding name, and it's got a pretty awesome effect. It is important to note that if you so choose, this can just kill a single enemy creature if you have none in play. So I can play this to kill Champion Anafiel or something else that he plays. Because the way Keyforge works is when you play an action card, you do as much of the text as possible. So the first step is destroy an enemy creature. Hi, Talitha.
I love you.
I love you too.
Remember about that super situation?
Yes. I love you. Potion of Invulnerability. Omni, sacrifice potion for the remainder of the turn. Each friendly creature cannot be dealt damage. Awesome. In that kind of annoying, totally not awesome way. Save the pack. That could be useful. Log bank. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of this hand, so I'm going to call Logos again. Bouncing Death Cork. No, I do not want to pick up my archive. Bouncing Death Cork to kill off. It's got Taunt, and that's just Staunch Knight. Okay. Play this action. We'll kill the Staunch Knight because it's not been damaged. And then I'm going to activate my Mobius Scroll and try and set up a nice disc turn for myself. Mobius Scroll lets me archive it and 2 other cards. So now my archive has 4 cards in it. And I picked up a couple of discards. One of them is Gateway to Dis, which is really powerful and really annoying to draw this early in the game. But I could call Dis next turn and play 4 creatures, the Lash, and wipe his board. Cost me 3 chains, so I want to be drawing up to 5 cards for a few turns, but if he plays out 2 creatures, it's worth it here. Because I will immediately regain complete control of the board state and have a very strong board presence, cost him an amber, and have some actually pretty powerful creatures. Stealer of Souls is very nice. Succubus is very nice. And Eater of the Dead is very nice. All of those are very strong creatures. If you're listening and can't currently watch, I think everybody, well, Shuffles, end of your turn, opponent loses an Amber. Eater of the Dead is on Fight or Reap. He can purge a creature from a discard to get a permanent +1 power. Stealer of Souls, when he kills something, fighting, purge it and gain an Amber. And then, of course, Succubus decreases my opponent's hand limit by 1. When I say hand limit, I mean hand size. There is not a hand limit in Keyforge. I'm calling Dis. Dis could say the pack will clear out the champion and not feel. Ooh, Ember Imp. Oh, Ember Imp. Okay. He discards a gateway to Dis. Let's see here. Is it worth me taking the chains? The answer is going to be yes, because I don't have another way to kill the Ember Imp. Ember Imp is a very painful creature. Cannot play more than 2 cards each turn. If I want to do any sort of big turn, which I do, I have to kill it, and the only thing I have that can kill it right now, because I have no creatures in play, is going to be Gateway to Dis. So I'm going to use the Gateway to Dis. Yes, I'm going to pick up my archive, and I'm going to accept 3 chains, kill off both his creatures, and then throw out Shuffles, throw out the Eater of the Dead, throw out the Stealer of Souls, and throw out the Succubus. And for good measure, I'll throw out the Lash of Broken Dreams. So I played 6 cards that turn. And in turn. Rocket Boots is a fun enhancement. Basically, he says, whatever creature you put it on, you can use it twice a turn. Poison Wave takes out Shuffles. Does he have another Poison Wave? I don't know what Carlo Phantom is. Elusive, Skirmish, every time you play an artifact, steal 1. Okay. And he played too much to protect to just gain an Ember. Elusive and Shadows. Well, I'm going to call... it's tempting to call something like Untamed. I'm going to call Dis. Because I've got 2 creatures that I can fight with that will be beneficial to me. Eater of the Dead I will fight with to kill this guy and purge Ember Imp. I never want Ember Imp to come back. Ember Imp is now purged from the game. He took no damage because of the Elusive. Elusive is very important to remember, means that the creature basically avoids the fight. It neither deals nor receives damage. And now that the Elusive has been used up, this fight will go through. He'll take 1, but that creature is purged, and I steal 1.
Yeah.
Oh no, I gain 1.
Yeah.
Yes, Talitha?
My mirror's on my bed again.
Oh, okay.
Sleeping.
Let him sleep there.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for my turn. He calls Dis, throws out a Dominator Bauble. That is perfectly fine. Throws out an Ember Imp. That's okay. Fear, what are you fearing? I'm actually perfectly fine with you using Fear. Bouncing a creature, it's going to be that one. That is just fine by me. And plays out a Pit Demon. That's less fine by me. I'm probably going to call Dis again, so I can kill off the Ember Imp. I really, really don't like the Ember Imp out there. Play it on the, it doesn't matter, left or right. Now, because this guy got the power last turn when he purged a creature, I can fight with him to attack the Ember Imp, which will kill it. Then the Ember Imp is in the discard. Because the Ember Imp goes to the discard first and fight actions result after the fight, the Eater of the Dead can immediately eat it and purge it. So now he has 2 purged Ember Imps. And of course, Succubus is going to reap. And for good measure, we'll activate that and in turn. Now, that was my last chain. I will be finally drawing back up to 6 cards. Uh, 2 damage and a stun. No, just the stun. Stun each unit creature not on a flank. Okay. Plays out the Radiant Knight. Terms of redress, captures some Ember on that guy. Gosh. I'm hard-pressed not to keep calling Dis here. Because I'm gaining Amber. He's at 6. Dis will let me lock him down with the Lash of Broken Dreams. But he keeps stealing it from... Oh, no, it's the capturing. Okay, yeah, call Dis. Stealer of Souls is going to fight and purge the Pit Demon. Because it lives. Pit Demon's now gone. I'm now up to 4 of his really pretty powerful creatures purged. His disfaction is getting slim. Now, the question here... He's got, what, 1 more creature? 2 creatures in his discard. Succubus is obviously going to reap. Or remove his stun. Now, this could kill the Radiant Knight. I don't think I want it to. I think I would rather reap with it and continue purging his creatures. So if this game goes long enough, he's going to have very, very few creatures in his deck left. Take that one out. There is now 1 creature in his discard. And of course, activate the Lash of Broken Dreams. Hopefully I can figure out how to drain some mana from him, or some Ember from him. I actually don't think it's going to happen. It would be nice, but I don't see how to do it. I don't have anything that steals at this point. I kind of... Okay, he's using Nerve Blast. That should take out... Oh, no, he took out the Stealer of Souls. I probably would have taken out Succubus, but if he wants to take out Stealer of Souls, that's fine. Gosh. Ring of Invisibility and Ghostly Hand. He's at 10. There's not a whole lot I can do about this. I'm going to call Dis again. I might be overcommitting to Dis at this point. It's tough to say. I'm going to purge his last creature that's in his discard. After that, I'm going to start purging my own creatures, so I probably don't want to do that again. The reason I called Dis here was so that his key costs 9. It doesn't prevent him from forging it, but it means he doesn't end with an extra 4. He ends with 1 after that play. Now, I'm really hoping... the Ring of Invisibility gives him Skirmish, doesn't it? Okay. He should call... Yeah, he calls Dis. He's going to activate the Dominator Bottle to fight with Dodger. Dodger won't take any damage in this. And yes, he steals 1 from me, knocking me back down below my threshold. I kind of expected that. And the Terror. Well, it's 4 more, steal 1. Oh, gosh. I need that gateway to Dis back. Logos is not a good play here. It's going to have to be Untamed. What is this? Play 3 or more creatures. Oh, hey, look. I can steal 2 Ember. Perfect. We'll start with that. Play this action. Because he played 3 creatures. Unfortunately, Save the Pack is useless right now. Because none of his creatures have damage, so I'm just going to discard it. I'll play the Snufflegator. Nice little untamed creature with Skirmish. And then I'm going to play the Fog Bank so he can't kill off my creatures. Particularly the Succubus, with combat anyways. And in turn. He should call Dis. I don't care what else he does, he should call Dis. Whether he will or not, I can't say. And yes, he is wise and calls Dis. So he reaps with Dodger, and he's going to reap with the rest of his creatures because he can't fight. Perfectly reasonable. Phase shift, one non-logos card, Mother. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to stop this reaping madness that's going to start happening. Another Dust Imp. Oh, no, it's Dust Imp, not, okay. Not the Ember Imp. I mean, I think I have to call Logos here. I just don't like to call in Logos here. And if I call Untamed, I can play out the Hunting Witch and the mean beast, the mean tiger. Problem with that plan is it actually doesn't help me really regain the board state. Because yes, I'll be able to attack with Snufflegator and put 4 damage on something, but do I have anything else that's going to let me? Because I've already seen my Bouncing Death Quark and my Gateway to Dis. Without those, I think I'm pretty much screwed. I could try and get some damage on things and then use to save the pack in a few turns, but I don't have another board wipe. I've had both my board wipes come and go. So my only chance at this point is to start putting damage on these things and use to save the pack. So I'm going to have to call Untamed to start putting damage on things. Play out the Hunting Witch. It doesn't matter left or right. Play out Lupo the Scarred. Play on the right. That will deal 2 damage to Dodger. The Snufflegator will fight and hit. It doesn't matter. These are all just generic 5 power creatures at this point. And in turn. I did not draw that, but I did draw a lot of things that can set it up. And with the Logos play, I'll be able to. I'm just not thrilled with this. I can play all 7 cards in my hand, or all 6 cards in my hand with Logos, because I've got a phase shift. You may play 1 non-Logos card. Since there's only 1 non-Logos card in my hand, that's my entire hand. The problem is, he should just keep calling Dis. I don't know if he will. He calls Shadows. He should have called Dis. Because he basically gets 5 Amber every time he calls Dis. And one of those is a steal from me. So, I don't know why you would call Shadows. Here, I think it is a mistake. But I can live with that. He's going to attack. He should kill Succubus. I don't know what he's going to kill, but he should kill Succubus. Wait, what? Dodger to make Dodger fight. Oh, he fought Lupo. Oh. And then Pawn Sacrifice to deal 3 damage to 2 creatures. Okay. So. And then he uses Relentless Whispers to kill Lupo. Okay. Well, that really makes my next turn's decision pretty darn easy as a Logos play. And I'm basically screwed. He's got way too much Ember, and this deck does not have a way to pull it back down into a workable state. Ping those 2 creatures, play this artifact, play Mother, play Phase Shift, play Big Twig. Yeah, I've already lost, and I know it at this point, because he's going to forge a key, and I cannot really stop him from forging his next one. He should just call Dis again. He was able to clean up my board with Shadows, but my board wasn't a big threat to him either. But all he has to do is reap with one creature. He'll be at 6. And I don't believe I have a way to stop it. No steal, no steal, no steal. No. Well, I can stall a turn. Maybe. Because I have the Arise, I can pull back all of my disc creatures, of which Shaffles is one. But he's wiped my board here. And he uses a Cleansing Wave to double Cleansing Wave to heal off all of his creatures, which, yeah, absent a miracle, there's nothing I can do. My disc creatures cannot handle 17 amber. Nothing in this deck can handle 17 amber. So I concede. Good game. So did I do something wrong that game, or was this just a mismatch? I feel more like this was just a mismatch. This deck can do better than that. I got my board wipe cards way too early. Maybe I should have held my key to or my gateway to dis for a later state. Oh, but past that, hey Dan 216, I'm glad you can join the stream, and Mr. Fish 83. Oh. I don't know if you've seen any of my prior streams or YouTube channel, but I'm playing with my own decks. This here is my Keyforge deck page, all 5 decks that I own. I just got my butt handed to me by K Art. Let's leave this game and join another one. See if I can get a better game with that deck. Doop 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 doop. So I'm playing Darfin Rainforest Sorcerer again. It has very few. It has arguably 4 board wipes, really 2. Bouncing Deathquirk is a powerful board wipe, and of course Gateway to Dis is a powerful board wipe. Protect the Pack ×2 is less powerful, particularly when you're playing against somebody that has Cleansing Waves, because you're trying to set up something, and then he Cleansing Waves, gets rid of the damage, and gets a ton of amber from how you were trying to set it up. So that definitely did not work well last game. Oh, darn it. I get back into it. It's one thing I dislike about the Crucible that I've noticed is if you are in your window here, to leave your room that you've put out there to host, all you have to do is click out of it, and it cancels your status. So if I'm sitting out here waiting for a match for somebody to come in and join, like okay, I have no idea what that name is. We'll just call him Crypt Pope. Like Crypt Pope here, joining the game. I could still accidentally click out and, ooh. Okay, I'm going first, and I have the Library of the Damned in my hand. I think Library of the Damned is a very strong turn 1 play. Being able to set up an archive rotation turn 1, particularly when I have a pretty decent follow-up on Dis. Yeah, I'm going to keep this hand. And I'm going to call Dis, and I'm going to play Library of the Damned. Library of the Damned is simply archive a card, which lets me start building my archive from turn 1. The only downside to this hand is the key charge. Key charge in my opening hand is kind of disappointing. I'd much rather wait and see key charge pop up later. Okay, Carlo Phantom. Each time you play an artifact, gain an Ember. And Dodger. Fight to steal. Okay. Familiar with both of those. Played 2 creatures, not 3, so if he'd played 3 creatures, I absolutely would just life up here. But he didn't, so I'm going to play Dis. It will give his Dodger a turn to have a chance to fight Charette, because Charette's going to be capturing his 1 Amber. I don't have any Amber, so the fight doesn't actually get him anything, fortunately. I'm going to archive the Key Charge. It's not going to do me any good in my hand. I'd rather just get it out of there and cycle through some stuff. I'm calling Logos next turn just because of the sheer amount of card draw I'm going to have. Because I'll have 2 Mothers in play. Mother is the exact opposite of Succubus, and this deck has both. 2 Succubuses and 2 Mothers. I'm not sure what that's really saying, but yeah, we have 2 Succubuses and 2 Mothers. Where was I? I got sidetracked. I hope you enjoy my stream of conscious thoughts, because, ooh, it's a time traveler deck. Play, draw 2 cards. As an action, you can shuffle them back into your deck. Now, if he gets the reverse time, or help from your future self, rather, or, no, help from your future, whatever the card is that shuffles your discard into your draw file, and vice versa, you put your draw into your discard. It can be really useful. Rocket Boots on Dodger. Okay. I have 2 options here, and I think I'm going to call Dis. Oh, wait, did he? Yeah, he used my artifact. What a jerk. Remote access, yeah. That makes Dis a little bit less appealing. But I really want to call Dis so that I can have the Stealer of Souls, murder Dodger, and take out those Rocket Boots. And then Charette can murder the Time Traveler. Both of my creatures live. Ooh, I could purge the Time Traveler. Ooh, that's tempting. I have to think about that for a second. Do I purge the Time Traveler, or do I purge Dodger? Time Traveler, Dodger. Oh, that's tough. I'm going to purge Dodger just because he has the Rocket Boots on him and he's going to be a major pain. I do not want to take my archive in. We will fight with the Stealer of Souls to eat Dodger, and Charette will just murder Time Traveler. Now, I don't play any cards, so I lose a bit of card advantage and opportunity cost for that play, but it gives me a much stronger board state. Yes, if he calls Shadows, which he might, I can't entirely tell what he's going to do, but calling Shadows wouldn't be bad. This Carlo Phantom is going to kill my Stealer of Souls. My Stealer of Souls now has 5 damage on him, so he's not going to be able to really be effective with his effect. I don't think. I believe Keyforge, or the Crucible, this style of effect still counts as a fight, and if he doesn't live through the fight, it doesn't trigger. But he uses the harder they come anyways, and it goes away. And Inspiration, ready and use, ready and use. So he murders my entire board. That's fine. I was wanting to call Logos anyways. I don't like Customs Office. I wish I could do something about that. I can't, because I'm going to play the Mobius Scroll, which means he will get 1 Amber from me. Nothing I'm doing this turn is generating Amber. I do not want to take my archive into my hand. Here, have my 1 Amber. Here's a Mother. Here's a Mother. And I'll play Rocket Boots on a Mother just to get it out of my hand. And make Shadows. Logos more appealing to play. I say that I probably have to play Untamed, particularly if he doesn't kill my Mothers. I don't know. I could start throwing untamed creatures into my archive with Dis or Logos here. I'm actually going to have to think about that one. I'm not sure what I want to call him my next turn. He's just gaining Ember. That is not good. I need him not gaining Ember, but I don't have a way to stop it right now. That's one thing this deck does not do well, is if it starts to get behind, it does not have a way to stall out the opponent's Ember generation. It has got to be generating Ember faster than your opponent. Because if your opponent's generating it faster than you are, the deck doesn't have a recovery mechanism. There's no good stealing. There's Shaffles, but he is so small and so weak, he does not effectively stop Ember generation because he dies immediately. And Drumble, again, it's a stall card. It's not a removal or steal. And since he's only a 2-power creature, he'll die almost as soon as he steals the 7 that he promises to steal. Played Tight Mechanic, so his cards are 1 cheaper. Yeah, he's got a second Library of Babel. So let's see here. If I call Logos, I can throw this creature out. I can reap twice with Mother. And I can put 1, 2, 3 Untamed cards into my archive, which would leave me with 1 Untamed card in hand and 2 discards. And I'm still drawing way back up. I'm setting myself up for a giant Untamed turn. Is that good? Or would I rather just take Untamed now? Oh, that's tough. He didn't play 3 creatures last turn, so I'm going to hold out hope that he does something stupid and call my Logos here. Because he's not at 6. Play this guy. Oh, darn it! I screwed up. I clicked yes. That's something I've done multiple times on this client, is pulling my archive in when I don't mean to. Okay, so I've just limited myself doubly on my opportunity play here. Use this card, and we'll throw Hunting Witch and Big Twig into my archive. Now I have 1 more card and 1 less card in my archive. That card should be over there, and I draw 1 more card at the end of this turn. Now I could reap for 3, or I could kill Carlo Phantom. I don't know how many artifacts he has in this deck. I think I just reap here. Reap. 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 Yay, Rocket Boots. Allows me to reap twice. And that is it. I'll draw my... so painful that I screwed that up. I misplayed a card. Hi, Delitha. Are you showing off your birthday present? So, my lovely daughter here turned how old today? 6 years old. We had a big day. We went out to functionally an amusement park. It's not really. It's an indoor play area, fast lanes. That's what it's called. She had a blast. Then we went and saw the Spider-Man movie, and she got this fingerling for her birthday that she has carried around everywhere. Crazy Killing Machine. That sounds amazing. Discard the top card of each player's deck. For each of those cards, destroy that card's house if able. 2 cards are not... Oh! Huh.
How long can the battery stay up?
I don't know. Alright, can you go... Are you getting ready for bed?
I like sleeping in the cold.
Okay, don't tell your mom, but I'll let you do it tonight. Because it's your birthday, okay?
Why can I not tell my mom?
Because she will tell you to change into jammies. If you want to wear clothes, you just need to go to bed. I love you very, very much. Okay, he is at 3, having forged his first key. Now, my options. He's killed off one of my mothers. I could gateway to Dis. I then play out 3 Dis creatures and archive up my Niffle Ape so that my Untamed turn will get amazing. Or I could take my Untamed turn now, which has the regrettable impact of him getting further ahead on board states. Is that true? What would I end up playing? I would get my 1, 2... I'd only be playing 3 creatures. So I'd only get 2 Ember off the Hunting Witch. No, I would rather wait until the Hunting Witch play is more valuable to me. I can key charge immediately. So I'm going to call Dis. This is going to hurt a little bit, but yes, we'll call Dis. Do not take the archive into my hand. Do not make that mistake twice in one game.
Dad,
Yes, Talitha?
I can't tell Mama right now.
Is she asleep?
Yes.
Ah. Alright. Well, you probably need to start heading towards bed. You can watch the iPad if you want. I'm going to play the gateway to the Dis.
But I am watching Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. I approve Powerpuff Girls.
What does it prove me?
I think it's a good show for you. And then on the right,
Why do you think it's a good show for me?
I just do. And archive my Niffle Ape. Now I have 3 creatures in my archive. And I'm going to be drawing 2 cards because I'm now at 3 chains. And that gives me Drumble, which, like I said earlier, is a stall card. But if he doesn't do anything to my board, I'm going to absolutely be calling Dis. Because I can purge out a creature from his discard here with my Eater of the Dead and get rid of the stupid Time Traveler. So it never comes back.
Dad,
Talitha?
I don't think I want to tell who's watching. It's just I need to tell you something.
What? Okay. I will go clean it up.
After this.
Yep. Let's see here. So I played out Sigil Brotherhood. I use friendly Sanctum creatures as an Omni. Inspiration to ready one and murder Succubus. He gets to draw 2 cards. Did he draw another Sanctum card? Waiting to see if he drew another Sanctum card. He did, because I can see it over here. Play Sergeant Zekiel. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. Blows up my Eater of the Dead, which means Dis is no longer an option. Phase Shift. That's that. That's that. Brain Eater. Logos is not particularly compelling here. So I'm going to make this my Untamed turn. I don't really like it. But yeah, it's got to be Untamed. Yes, I'm going to pull in my archive. I'm going to throw out my Hunting Witch. I'm going to... He played more than 3 creatures. No, don't do that yet. Played more than 3 creatures last turn, so I'm going to play the Life Web, which lets me steal 2. It's one of the few ways I can steal Amber in this deck. Play this guy. Play this guy. I could take another chain and blow up the Raiding Knight. Probably will do that. Yeah, because if I don't, he should call Sanctum or use his Sigil Brotherhood. So we will take 1 chain to blow up 1 creature, and then key charge, to forge a key and catch up. I'm now ahead on board state, at least theoretically. While his artifacts are going to do a lot of good work for him, we are now tied at 1 key, and we are pretty much even on amber. I have the creatures, he has the artifacts. Opponent uses Nerve Blast, that will kill off the Hunting Witch, almost guarantee you. Yep, there goes the Hunting Witch. Hunting Witch might just be the highest priority kill target in the game. Just because it can generate so much amber. And then he kills off Shaffles with Restless Whisperers or Relentless Whisperers, whatever it is. Now, what happens next? So you've used 2 direct damage cards. You're going to put the Silent Dagger on Sergeant Zachiel. Silent Dagger, when he reaps, he deals 4 damage to a flank creature. That is on this guy. Okay. I play an Umbra. Fine. I can't really do much about that. And now he has basically murdered everything I have. So while I got a key out of my big turn, I didn't get much more than a key. Because I did not maintain the board state advantage that I got from it. I could call Untamed just to lock this guy down. I don't think that's really going to be beneficial. And then if I'm not calling Untamed, I'm definitely calling Logos, because Logos lets me get all 5 cards out of my hand. I wish he was at 1 more Ember for some strange reason. I could probably do that if I could actually gain an Ember. I can't gain an Ember. Okay. Logos. Okay, I cannot play the Mobius Scroll because of Customs Office. So I'll play the Rain Eater, play the Phase Shift, and play the Archivist. And I'm going to play this guy just because. And now I'm going to discard this because I have no way to play it right now, and I don't want it in my hand. As much as I love the Mobius Scroll, it's not doing me any good. Unfortunately, that means he gets to forge his 2nd key. And now I'm in a world of hurt. Because, as I've mentioned before, this deck is not a good come-from-behind deck. It has significant problems coming from behind, in fact. 1, 2, 3. I will almost certainly call this turn to play Arise into 4 creatures. Gosh, that's a lot of artifacts. Damage Archivist. And he remote access my Library of the Damned. Awesome. Exactly what I want to have happen. I could play. I could call Logos. I have a Phase Shift, so I'd be able to play Arise and pull back both my Mothers and the Adventurer, and that would be it. So I could pull back 3 Logos creatures and, more importantly, use my Logos creatures. You blew up my artifact! Oh! Oh, that was so mean. Discard top. Brain Eater from me. Well, that actually benefits me, but And what did he get from himself? A remote access, or no? Help from future self, I guess. Which is fine. Yeah, that had to have been discard. He would have played that otherwise. Okay. So if I call Logos, I get to use one creature and bring all of my Logos creatures back and put them into play. Which is the Brain Eater, the Adventurer, 2 Mothers, and that's it. So 4 Logos creatures. Or if I call this, I get 5 disc creatures. I'm going to call this. To archive a card is actually beneficial right now. Never a bad idea, but yeah, I'm going to call this. So we will arise and give myself another chain. And we will call this on the arise. And we will play out Charette and Succubus and the Eater of the Damned, or Eater of the Dead, and Shaffles and Succubus. And I cannot play the Lash of Broken Dreams because I have no Ember. Because I have to pay him 1 to play it. In turn. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I wanted that back. Oh, well. I will reap with this pitiful creature and in turn. I could have played the Lash of Broken Dreams if I had reaped with Shaffles first, and then that Ember would have just gone away. Because I would have given it to him, and then Shaffles would have taken it away. If he doesn't do anything to the board state, I call this, because that's just too many cards not to call this with. He calls Shadows, which means he can fight with Umbra, which means Umbra is going to kill Shaffles. No questions asked. And he'll steal my 1, and I really screwed that last turn up. By not reaping first. I don't know what else he's going to do, but Umbra is going to kill Shaffles. I will almost guarantee it. Hey, Ramses. Welcome, Komodo, Dogusto, and of course, Ramses. Ramses, my most loyal viewer since I started streaming. Gateway to this. Keyforge. That's probably going to be game. That gateway to this is going to lock me down. And I don't know how to come back from this. I'm going to call Untamed and just throw out creatures, and it's really all I can do here. I could have called Logos and phase shifted one of these creatures out and saved them for when there might be a better situation on board state, but yeah, that was rough. Yeah, this deck, I assume, Ramses, you were around when I said does not come from behind very well. Really doesn't. This deck has potential to get out ahead and then maintain its lead, but actually making a comeback, a little bit more difficult. It can do it because it has a key charge, and it can have just a big wham-bam turn. But it has very, very few ways to reduce your opponent's Amber pool. Crazy Killing Machine gets blowed up. Took out... What did it take out? Gone Goozle! I don't know what I took out on his side. He's shuffled his deck back in. I'm going to call Untamed. No question there. I'm going to play Full Moon, Snufflegator, and discard Save the Pack, and Reap, and Reap. And in turn. Okay. All three factions are valid house choices right now for me. What I do depends entirely upon what he does on his chart. If he puts out creatures that I feel like I have to kill immediately, Bouncing Death Cork will be marvelous. If he manages to kill off a lot of my creatures, I'll end up on Dis. If he were to skip his turn and do absolutely nothing, which is an obvious fallacy, I would call Untamed. Spirit's Way. What is Spirit's Way? Destroy creature. Each creature with power 3R. Okay, so yeah, he wiped my board. I could call Logos here and Bouncing Death Cork that away. He's at 4 Amber. I've got nothing I can do to stop this. I'm going to do Logos. Oh, this is terrible. Now I'm calling Dis. I'm pretty certain that I have lost this game. Pretty certain I lost this game when he played the Gateway to Dis. Blink, and in turn. Hey, look, I've got a whole handful of Logos for the no good it's going to do. I have 5 decks, Ramses, and this deck has 2 to 4 board wipes, depending upon how you want to count it. It has 2 Save the Pack, which it doesn't have enough small ping damage to really be a board wipe. I can target it better, but it's not super. I've never really gotten a ton of great utility out of Save the Pack. It does have a Gateway to Dis, and Bouncing Death Cork is a functional board wipe if I have a decent board state. But he's now at 6, and I have no way to steal any. Does not steal, does not steal, does not steal, does not steal, does not steal. Same out here. So that's a good game. There's no point in continuing. Whatever he does on the rest of his turn, I can't get his Amber pulled down, and he just wins. So, leave game. Let us try another one with this deck. And Ramses, I definitely clicked allow spectators to view hands for you. Yeah, my Rainforest Sorcerer has not been doing well. And here are the 5 decks I own. I still think this one is by far my most powerful. I had better opinions of this one before I started playing it tonight online. I won the flip, and I'm a first player. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll keep this hand. I'm going to call Logos and throw Mother out there. I am absolutely willing to play a game. Is there anything I'd rather throw out than Mother? Stealer of Souls is tempting, but no, it's definitely Mother. Because Mother has a passive effect, so if I don't call Logos, I'm going to continue to get benefit if she lives. And she's a beefy enough creature that most of the direct damage spells in the game will not kill her. There are, of course, plenty of things that will kill her. The larger they are, or the bigger they are, in Sanctum, for example, would kill her straight away. I'm not thinking of anything in Brobnar that is direct damagey, direct creature removal that would get to her. Now, there are ways with a big Brobnar creature and then readying and fighting with it that could. He plays out a lot of card draw. What do you do? Gain one for each key. Okay, yeah. So, 2 Library of Babel. So, when he calls logos, he gets 2 bonus cards. Worried this is going to be some sort of a gimmicky library access deck, but we will see. In the meantime, I'm going to call... I have 2 Untamed cards and 4 logos, or 4 discards. I gotta call this. Throw the Stealer of Souls into play. Throw the Lash of Broken Dreams into play. Throw Shaffles into play. Yes, I know Shaffles is going to die. And I wish I could keep the Gateway to Dis, because it could come in handy later. I don't want it clogging up my hand. I don't know how later is, so I'm just going to discard it, much to my chagrin. Sorry, Ramses. Chooses Brobnar. I'm fine with that. He could punch Shaffles out of existence. I feel like he wants to kill Shaffles. I don't know what Rock Hunting Giant is. During your turn, each time you discard a Brobnar card, you may deal 4 damage to a creature. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I've not seen him before. He's big and beefy, and incentivizes you to cycle your Brobnar cards. I still expect him to kill Shaffles. But if he has no Ember, Shaffles' death is not a priority. He discards a Fire Spitter. Oh, I disagree with that play vehemently. Fire Spitter is an amazing card. Unless he's got something to back it up later on, I feel like that was a mistake. We'll see, of course, but yeah. Just get rid of Shaffles when you have no Ember, that seems like a mistake. As for what I'm going to do on my turn, I think I need to call Untamed. And here's where I was talking about I can kind of sort of target Save the Pack, because I'm going to play... oh, he only played 2 creatures. Oh, my Life Web doesn't work. Oh, he only didn't have any Amber for me to steal anyways. I'm going to play Lupo on the left to ping the Rock Hurling Giant, because I want him dead. Now that he has some damage on him, I can use Save the Pack. I'll take my chain, offset by Mother. That kills him off, and then play my Niffle-Ape. Get rid of that chain, and Save the Pack was okay there. It's still not great, and it wasn't really worth a chain for a remove 1 damage creature effect. If paired with something like Brobnar, it's better. And occasionally I can get something better off of it with Twin Bolt Emission. But Dexter. Awesome, considering I still believe this is possibly the worst card in the game. Miasma, that's a great thing to Wild Wormhole when I'm not forging a key. So his turn is off to a great start. And playing Sloppy Lab Work. I like Sloppy Lab Work. I think it's a great card. Where it gets 3 cards out of your hand and lets you do things like discard Bad Penny. Because if Dexter's bad, I think Bad Penny's still pretty bad. Bad Penny at least has a couple of uses. Before a creature fights, discard the top card of its controller deck. Exhaust the creature with no effect. That's not good. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 cards left in the deck. That's exactly a 1 in 3 chance that will keep my Lupo from fighting. I wanted to fight with my Lupo. I'll think on it. I would be playing Hunting Witch to call that. That's not a great play. Crumble, Eater of the Dead, and Gunzugal. Good. Twin Bolt Emission and Brain Eater. I'm going to call Dis. I'm going to Gunguzzle the Smash. Make him discard a card. I took out Crump. That's perfectly fine by me. I'm going to play the Eater of the Dead on the left. Play Drumble, which I think in all the times I've played Drumble, I've only gotten his effect off once. Remove the stun, and just because I can, make your cards cost more. Yeah, Drumble is... it's not a good card. It's not terrible. You can use it to stall a turn or two. But for what it is, it should be something like Shadow Self with that playability. Where it's a big, beefy creature that doesn't deal damage. So Shadow Self or Aether Spider. That if you play it at the right time, gets a whole bunch of amber, and then it takes time to kill. That guy doesn't take anything to kill. It takes 2 creatures or a bit of direct damage. And I do mean a bit. If you replace Elusive with Shadow Selves or Aether Spiders does not deal damage text, I think it's a much better card. And give it like 9 power. Evasion symbol to discard the top card. Oh, right. He's discarding his own cards. Good. He got rid of a Relentless Whisper. What did he kill? Oh, Smash killed Mother. Okay. I'm fine with that. Plays the Fire Spitter this time. And plays a cannon. Okay, so do I call Dis? I think I called Dis. Could be wrong. But if I call Dis, the Stealer of Souls will kill the Fire Spitter, because I don't want the Fire Spitter to live. The Eater of the Dead can kill off Dexter and then purge something. I can play out Succubus, play out the Library of the Damned, and Drumble can reap. The other alternative is I call Untamed, which, again, Lupo can kill off the Fire Spitter without taking damage, but I don't get to purge the Fire Spitter. The Ape can't really take out Dexter. He would trade. Hunting Witch is going to get played to a board when I have no creatures in hand. Yeah, I'm playing this. Logos would be another option, but Logos doesn't actually improve my board state in any significant way, so it's this. Step 1, we fight with this creature to murder him. He's murdered, so he's purged. Yay. Step 2, we fight with this creature. And, right, I discard a card and exhaust to no effect. I hate that thing. The evasion signal is annoying. I wanted to kill Dexter and clog up the top card of his deck. That didn't happen. But I still got the important one, which was the Fire Spitter dead. And in turn, I might as well activate this. I don't think it does me any good or not, but...
Dad,
Yes, Talitha?
you know what?
What?
My meal is sitting on my chair.
Aww. That's
On
very
my
sweet.
couch.
Very, very sweet.
He looks like he is trying to go to sleep on my chair.
He probably is. It is late. It's after 10 o'clock.
Well, the cats stay up a lot at night.
This is true. They are somewhat nocturnal.
They're kind of nocturnal, but they sleep sometimes at night too.
Yep.
They sleep in the day. They take really short naps, and then they stay up all night, and it keeps on going over and over. That's kind of like a cat cycle.
All right. Can I get a hug?
Yeah.
Mwah. All right. You go back to bed. You can keep watching Powerpuff Girls if you want. Good night. Love you. Twin bolt emission. That is going to blow up. I'm not actually sure. I would assume you're going to hit the Succubus and Drumble. Oh no, the Stealer Souls, it was already damaged. Good call. Good call. Draw 2 cards. Play out Dexter. That means you have 2 Dexters. Reap with Dexter. Reap with that guy. Sorry, my daughter came in, so I wasn't considering what I was going to play next. It's got to be Logos. It could be Dis. Let's see here. If I call Dis, I don't get to play any cards, so I don't get to cycle anything. But I get to archive something, make his keys more expensive, and he can't forge his key next turn. But that's just a stall tactic. And if I'm not gaining Ember, stall doesn't work. If I call Logos, I can Bouncing Death Quark. And clear out my whole hand, basically. I'll have 1 Untamed card left. Yeah, I'm going to call Logos. I'm not sure this is the right play, but we start with this. We will deal 2 damage to him and him. It does not matter what I deal damage to. Then I'm going to Bouncing Death Quark and kill this one and this one. And I want to repeat the effect. Yes. I kill this one and this one. I'm going to stop there. I'll let him keep 1 Logos creature. Play my Lab Work, archive the Hunting Witch, and play my Brain Eater. And now I have 1 creature from each faction in play. Hooray! He forges his key. I am at the ability to forge keys. We'll see if I get to or not, but probably not. He's going to almost certainly play something that lets him steal from me because he called Shadows. Dark Runner. Or Dusk Runner. What does that do? Reap, steal 1. Okay, he came into play ready, so he gets to reap immediately, and now I no longer have my 6. Old Bruno. Capture something? Yeah. And Umbra. Should have probably guessed that was going to happen. Oh gosh. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This deck has no stealing capabilities whatsoever. Or pretty much whatsoever. He played 3 creatures, so I can use the... Or no, I don't have it in hand. That's Fogbank, not Lifeweb. I've already played Lifeweb this game, haven't I? Yep. Lifeweb could have done it. I could have stolen 2. Yeah, I don't really see a way to come back at this point. I'm going to call Untamed here, but it's not going to work out for me. He hadn't stolen... He stole like... Oh, what did he steal? So that is 3 captured on him. I have no way to recover it this turn because he's elusive, so I have to attack him twice. I can't attack him twice. We're going to call Untamed because that's the only thing I can do. Pull that in. Play the Hunting Witch on the left. Play Big Twig on the left. Play the Niflate on the left. Play Fogbank. Fight with this guy. The only thing he can kill. I guess he can kill that guy, but I'm going to kill Silvertooth to get rid of the reap effect that he has from the equipment, and say that's all I can do. Once the amber is stolen from me, there's no way I have to recover it. Why are you acting like I've got something else I can do? Oh, I can play Key Charge. I will discard Key Charge because it is useless. Now I have a good board state, but it's not going to do me any good because I'm going to get. He's going to call Shadows and going to steal 2 more Ember from me. I'm just generating Ember that I then give to him on a silver platter. Here, have my Ember. Well, that was a fight. That is a fight. Why would you reap with her? Okay, that was a mistake on his part. He should have fought, attacked my Hunting Witch. Reaping with her. If you have not played any other cards this turn, gain 3. End turn, not play cards. Yeah. Umbra should not have been reaped with there. Umbra should have killed my Hunting Witch and stolen one from me. It would have been just as effective. Unfortunately, he's at 12 Amber, so I really don't have a whole lot of room to talk. Do I realistically have a prayer in the world? I have to call... two creatures that would get me to 6. Brain Eater, I'd get to draw something. Let's try it. I don't see how I can get through this, but I'm going to call Logos. Untamed wouldn't have been a bad call either. And if he didn't have the evasion sigil, I probably would have, because it would have been more reliable. But we will fight and hope I don't discard a... No, I did not. I discarded an Untamed card, not a Logos card, so that combat went through and I got to draw a card. Not a card that's going to help me, but I got to draw it at least. Play my artifact. It could help me, because I could play it. But I think I am more interested... I just killed that guy off, not either of those. Gosh, this is annoyingly painful. Go ahead and play my phase shift. I should have done that. Oh well, I should have put rocket boots on this creature before I did my combat. Yeah, we'll go ahead and full moon, just get myself 2 amber. Play a creature on the left. Play a creature on the left. And that's all. Well, I can play rocket boots on Big Twig. Big Twig's a great creature to put rocket boots on, because you can repeatedly reap and stun and exhaust and just make creatures stop working for a while. On the other hand, I drew an Arise at the exact same time I shuffled my deck, so it is useless. I finally have a good board state, but too little too late. I plays out 2 Dexters because I killed off 2 Dexters, so they were on top of his deck and back into his hand. This guy is looking like he is going to very likely beat me 3 keys to none, which is embarrassing. Yeah, I still think Shadows is probably the strongest faction because it can occasionally, or not even occasionally, it has the ability to lock down a deck like this. I finally get to forge my first key. He's at 8 amber. Do I have a way that I can steal amber with what I have in play? And the answer to that is a resounding no. No, I do not. Nothing I have in play can get that amber pulled down. This, I can use Charette to capture 3. Charette will probably get killed, but I, at least between Charette and Lash Broken Dreams, can stall a turn. Untamed has no way in my hand to do it. And Logos has no way. And Logos is certainly a tempting play just because I have 2 phase shifts. So I guess Logos does have a way. I can play Charette off of the Logos phase shift and do a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I'll call Logos. Play this action. Lets me play out Charette. Captures 3, so he doesn't win the next turn. I bought myself a turn. But he's not playing Untamed, so he doesn't have the key charge. Play the second phase shift. And use the Fog Bank, I think. Oh, let's go ahead and fight with this creature, see what I can draw. Let's go against the Archive a Card creature, and I drew a Shaffles. I will play out my Shaffles. That might be the wrong play. Oh well, too late now. We will activate Mobius to archive this guy and this guy. Reap with this guy. Archive him. And then we will fight and murder a Dexter. And I think that's everything I can do. I mean, I've got a strong board state. I can gain a lot of Ember at this point. But he can still steal a lot of Ember, and I can't stall him. But he's not sufficiently. I stalled him a turn with Charette. I might be able to stall him another turn with Lash of Broken Dreams. But that's pretty much it. That's my lot. He gains an Ember each time a creature fights for the remainder of the turn. Called Brobnar, so he's got Gauntlet of Command and anything else that he can do. So I did not play the Fog Bank, which now I'm regretting. Should have played the Fog Bank over the Shaffles. I expect him to punch Shaffles. No, Charette. And uses the cannon to blow up Charette. Now he's at 8 amber. Mighty Javelin. 9 amber. 10 amber. Well, I said that Drumble rarely ever gets used. Here's a time it will be useful. Huh. Okay, there's a combination I hadn't considered. Dexter plus Evasion Signal means he knows that he has a Logos card on top. He is at 11. What can I do against 11? Right, my Drumble I can play. It's going to get blown up by a Mighty Lance, but it buys me a turn. I keep a Rise so I can play it again next turn. Buy me 2 turns. Past that, problem is that this isn't going to help me that much. I can kill that guy off. I'm going to call this. There's not an option. The only way I get to see another turn is if I call this. And I will not be taking my archive into my hand. I will be playing Drumble. Whee! He captures 11. If only he could live. On the right. And got Goozle. Play this action. I want to blow this guy up. Get my Amber back. I'm at 10. I've called this, so I'm going to use this card's action to archive. Doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to draw more disc cards because I have to call this next turn. And that's my turn. Ooh, I have a key charge. I might actually not have to call this next turn. And he have my mana. Oh my goodness. No, no. That was horrible. That was the absolute worst possible thing he could have done to me. Oh man, that was just wrong. Yeah, use your javelins to kill stuff off. I'm fine with that. So now I'm back to having to call this. Oh. I haven't lost yet, Ramses. I will. I do promise you a game. I haven't lost yet. Let's see here. What can I possibly do? He's at 14 amber. What do I have that can take away 14 amber? This. No, I don't want to pull that into my hand. I will arise and call this. The cannon can still kill my Drumble, which is probably going to end up costing me the game. I don't have a way to make him stronger or protect him in any meaningful way. We will spread it out as much as I can. I'll play Charette first. Captures 3. I'll play the Stealer of Souls. We'll play Succubus. I'll play Shaffles. I will play Drumble. I will play the Succubus. And I'll play the Eater of the Dead. And I will archive my key charge. And Lash Broken Dreams. Technically, I still have a way to win, theoretically. It is in the extreme theoretical case, because I don't see how to actually do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be able to because I have the key charge. I can forge 2 keys in a turn. So the fact that he's now sitting on 11 amber again, because the cannon, of course, kills Drumble right away. So I badmouthed Drumble at the start of this. Drumble may actually allow me to stall just long enough to win. I can call Untamed and get out a large-ish number of amber. Right now, an Untamed call would get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amber from reaping alone. And I have enough to forge a key and then be able to do that. As long as he doesn't start killing off my untamed creatures, yes, I actually have a path to victory right now. There goes Shaffles, doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Okay, so Drumble may have actually managed to let me win the game. I'm going to call Untamed. Yes, I want my archive. I'm at 6 cards. I still have a Hunting Witch in play, which was his biggest mistake. I play this creature. That gives me an amber. I reap. I reap. Any reaction? Sure. And I reap. And I reap. I'm just curious to see how much I can actually get to, because I didn't calculate it. I reap. And Fog Bank. And oh, there's Niffle-Ape. So I get myself up to 14 amber, and then I key charge and win. Yes, I would like to forge a winning key. Whew! Okay, I didn't expect to come back from behind on that one. The guy didn't even say good game to me. That makes me a little bit sad. So, okay, Drumble allowed me to stall him off of having 14 amber 2 turns in a row with the Arise. I still don't think Drumble's a good card, but we'll let it go. Yes, Arise is really powerful. All right, Ramses, I'm going to be starting a game now. I will make it a private game that is just math for the password. So you'll be able to find my game. The password is math, M-A-T-H. If you're still up for the game. It doesn't matter overly much to me. If we were in some sort of fancy tournament setting, I would say absolutely. But this is casual, friendly games. You will still be able to hear me talking. I'm not. Because I post this to YouTube. I am going to continue narrations. It is entirely up to you. You will have an advantage if you listen to me, but like I said, this is a friendly game. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I don't mind at all. Ooh, do. Welcome, Ramses. You've probably already muted me, so you can't hear me say welcome, but welcome! Alright, so I'm now playing against somebody that knows my deck, because he's just watched me play at least 2 games. Do I like this starting hand? What would I play as my first turn play? Probably this Logos creature. That's not terribly useful. I've got a Rise, which is terrible in the starting hand. Save the Pack is not good. Drumble is not good. I'm mulliganing. This is a terrible starting hand. This is a bit better. I'm going to call Dis and the Stealer of Souls. I really like the Stealer of Souls, by the way. I think it's a pretty powerful creature. It's got enough attack power to be able to survive a combat or two. and being able to purge creatures so they don't show up again later in the game is very valuable. Because anytime you have a slower deck, you are going to cycle through the entire thing and draw back in from your discard. Shadow Self, and that's the only card he played. I find that perplexing. I'm going to call Dis again. Play out the Succubus, doesn't matter. Play out Drumbull. He's not playing Dis, so I don't really have to worry about placement as much. We'll just go ahead and get some damage on the Shadow Self before it becomes a problem. Targeting Shadow Self, not letting it protect some rather squishy creatures later on is a... Ooh, it's an Ancient Bear. Is this a Bear Flute deck? Discards Key Charge. Good to know he has a Key Charge. Key Charge is the most powerful card in the game just because it's a card that lets you win. And it doesn't have any sort of drawback aside from costing one more. Now, do I think he has... Yes, I do. Anytime I see an Ancient Bear, I'm going to play it safe and assume he has a Bear Flute. So if I play this, I can take my Succubus, fight with this, and blow up Shadow Self. Now the Stealer of Souls can fight and kill off the Ancient Bear. Now that it is purged, even if he has a Bear Flute, it doesn't matter to me because he can't come back. And I will reap with this creature and discard the Gateway to Dis. Now I don't have to worry about that bear coming back to a Bear Flute. I don't know if Ramsey's deck has Bear Flutes, but if it does, I don't have to worry about it. Well, I have to worry about it for any other Ancient Bears he has. Man, I'm not thrilled with this draw. I'm probably going to call Logos and get my Brain Eater in play. Snufflegator kills the Stealer of Souls. That is a wise choice. What did he play there? Troop Call. Okay, so that pulls all the Niffles back. Niffles are all dead, or aren't dead, but there aren't any in the discard and there are none in play, so it doesn't do any good at this stage of the game. Good to know that he will have Niffles coming, though. If I call Logos, I have to damage my own creature with this. That doesn't seem super wise. So it's going to be Untamed. Not a particularly good Untamed turn. Throw that on the right. Throw that on the right. And discard this guy. And in turn. And now I'm going to play Logos. I can't imagine why I would want to play Logos here. Rocket Boots. Big Twig is one of the best creatures to throw Rocket Boots on, just because you can start chain stunning things. And if you really have to kill it, you can stun it and then fight with Big Twig to kill it. Because Big Twig's big enough to do that. Lab work. I get to archive a card. Phase shift. I'm probably going to just archive the phase shift, to be honest, because since my hand is entirely Logos, having the phase shift doesn't help. That is assuming I don't want to do something else, and the answer is no. I don't have... The only creature with a good effect is the Big Twig, and it's not good enough to justify not playing out an entire hand of Logos. So we will start with lab work, which I can't play. Why can't I play that? Because he said I can't play actions. Okay, well, so I'm going to be discarding some cards. This is not an action, so I can play that at least. Play out my Brain Eater. Play out my mother. I'm going to hold on to Phase Shift because Phase Shift is just too powerful to discard. Oh, that's painful. I don't think it changed what I wanted to do that turn. It was just painful. If I were him, I would call Logos. I don't know what he has in his hand, but Bat Drone would kill the Hunting Witch, which means he steals one and gets rid of my biggest Amber Generator. Fight Drumble with the Quixo to get yourself a card. Or fight the Succubus. Sorry, fight the Succubus because he's got Skirmish. So now you've taken out two of my more powerful passive creatures. And then probably just Reap with Doc Bookton. But he's calling Shadows. Now, I don't know what he has in his hand, so that may not be a bad thing. Skirmish and Poison, fight, steal one. Okay, so kill a creature a turn and steal one. That's really powerful. Silvertooth, Intersplay's ready. Dusk Runner, this looks very familiar. Steals one from me. Okay. Now, what do I want to do in response to that? By the way, I still think he should have called Logos there. Getting rid of these two creatures, I think, was more important than getting these two creatures on the board. But he hasn't done anything crazy like make it so I can't play actions, right? So, what are my options? If I call Logos, I get to play 3 cards, 4 cards, and do 2 battles. If I call, I'm not calling this here. This would be a bad choice, I think. If I call Untamed, I can Life Web because he only played 2 creatures. Darn! I'm going to call Logos, I think. I think Logos is the best option. It opens up the best avenues out of this. So, we call Logos. Step 1, we play the Archivist. Play this creature on the left. Now, I can Bouncing Death Cork and start taking out some creatures. What do I not mind leaving alive on his side? I can leave Doc Brockton. I think I want to kill everything else. What do I want to keep alive on my side? Big Twig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, Bouncing Death Cork, I can kill off 5 of his creatures for 5 of mine. I'll leave Big Twig and Mother alive, I think. I think that's right. Because those are both harder for him to kill. If I leave... Yeah. So let's play my Bouncing Death Cork. And we just go... So I'm leaving Doc Bookton. This guy. This guy. Yes. This guy. This guy. Yes. This guy. This guy. Yes. This guy. This guy. So I'm going to test something here that I'm not sure if it works or not. That has Skirmish and Poison, so it's going to kill the Brain Eater. We're going to end that. Now, if I fight with the Brain Eater, it will kill that guy. And I did not get to draw a card. I feel like I should have, but I did not. That's fine. I will Reap with this creature. And play out Charette or Shaffles. Charette or Shaffles? Charette or Shaffles? I'm going to play Shaffles. Which I realize now I should have done before I did all of that, because I had a Hunting Witch in play. I just cost myself an amber. I should be at 7, not 6. So that's 1 amber I just gave away. So he called Logos and then drew a card with Doc Bookton. And of course Reap, so got an amber. Mobius Scroll. I love Mobius Scroll. I don't know that it's my favorite card. It's definitely not the most powerful card, but I do love it. It's probably the mathematician in me. Oh, da-da-da-da. I do not understand that turn. He only played 1 card. Okay. I think that was a mistake on his part, but more power to him. I'm going to call this here, because I don't really care about killing that creature. If I cared about killing that creature, I would have killed it last turn. Dis, Eat of the Dead on the right, and Charette on the right, and Gongudizzle. Play this action to make him discard a card, and play out the Library of the Damned, and Reap. And I think that's all I can do. Alright, so I'm at 2 amber with 1 key forged, and he is at no amber with no keys forged. But he's got 3 amber sitting on a charrette that he can reclaim easily enough. Chooses Untamed. Okay, he just did a lot of damage to everything on the board. 1 damage to all creatures and destroy all marked creatures. Oh, that's cool. And actually, I like that card quite a bit. It's flavorful. Return up to 3 artifacts to their owner's hand. I only had 1, but that explains where my Library of the Damned just went. And now it's my turn. Nepathine Seed. Awesome. That's potentially problematic. I think I want to call Dis here, because I've got the Eater of the Dead. I can get rid of... I'm actually not sure what I'm going to get rid of. I can get rid of a creature that I don't want to see coming back. Probably the Bat Drone. Bat Drone I find to be very annoying. Let's see, put my 2 artifacts back into play and do some reaping. Other options would be Logos, which I'm kind of holding on to until I can play my Life Web. Not Logos, Untamed. Logos just lets me play out the Mobius, so it's going to be Dis. Play out my artifacts. Play out my artifacts. Could arise. I have exactly 2 creatures in my discard that would pull back. No, 3. 3 is worth doing. If it had just been 2, I would have held on to this for a later play. But 3, particularly when one of them is the Stealer of Souls, I will go ahead and do. I don't know if he has a board wipe. That would be the main reason that this is a bad play. You'll reap with this guy. We will purge from his discard, not my discard. Shadow Self for Bat Drone. Shadow Self for Bat Drone. They got the Bat Drone. And then we reap. And we reap. And that is all I can do. Ready everything and pass the turn back. So now what does Ramses do? Come on, Ramses. Plays library access. Uses Nepathine Seed to grab library access. Plays library access, draws a card. Draws 2 cards for every library access he plays, or every card he plays now. So now it gets to be fun. This is one of those potential let's play 17 things turns. Draw my entire deck, play it all. Gain 20 Ember. Play a card, draw 2 cards. Effervescent Principle takes off half my Amber, half of his as well, but he was at 2. Titan Mechanic, draw 2 cards. Yeah, the library access plays like this set up really interesting turns because it gives you a big logos turn followed by a big other faction turn followed by a big the third faction turn because you draw in your entire deck to your hand. Which is why library access is a stupidly powerful card. It's still not as powerful as Key Charge, mind you. Goes to the hand. Going to give him 1 Ember. Oh, Phase Shifts. And now he's gone through his entire discard, so he could potentially draw another library access to play it a third time. Bouncing Death Cork. Da, 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 da. Now, I've run into this kind of combo a few times before. My only problem with it is there's not really a great way to counter it. You could use the, not Dust Imp, the other one, Ember Imp, to limit them to 2 cards to play, but Ember Imp is so easy to kill. It doesn't really counter this, because, like I said, it's really easy to kill. He chooses to take out Big Twig, makes sense, and the Novu Archaeologist. Not sure that one makes as much sense, but okay. And doesn't kill off his creature here that is the Titan mechanic. That has Transposition Sandals. Pull off this creature and another friendly creature in the battle line. You may use that other creature this turn. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. I've not seen that card before. Using Mobius Scroll, that suggests he has run out of Logos cards. Was he at 14 cards in his hand? That means his next turn is going to be really strong. Because now he's at 12 cards in his hand. With 2 archived. I'm at 1 Keyforge. This guy is 6. Oh, this is a little bit tough. I'm going to call Untamed just so I can play out my life web. Because he played more than 3 creatures that turn. And there's not a whole lot I can do in anticipation of his follow-up turn. I just want to gather as much Ember as I can. I could try and kill this guy off. But since creatures don't interplay ready, the Transposition Sandals aren't going to help him. That's more of a, I can give up this creature's usage to use a different creature this turn that is not of this faction. So, since there's not a whole lot I can do to impact the board state, I'm going to play Untamed, play my Life Web. I thought he played 3 creatures last turn. Did he not? Face shift. Plays Titan Mechanic. Plays the Archaeologist. No, he only played 2 creatures. Okay, that was a mistake on my part then. I should have called this. Light on the right. Sure, you can't attack with that guy. And we'll just throw this thing away. In turn. So, that was your big Logos turn. Are you going to follow it up with a a Untamed or a Shadows turn? You choose Untamed. Grasping Vines, is that the return artifacts? Okay. Palicor. Beast. Each friendly flank creature gains skirmish. Okay. I can live with that. I'm right now looking at calling Dis for my next turn. Throws out a Niffle Ape. Uses Regrowth. What are you going to grab with your Regrowth? You don't have a whole lot. Pull back your Doctor. Who's that? Oh, the Archaeologist. Okay, so you've pulled back Doc Bookton, which you will play out in a later turn. Way of the Bear. I'm not worried about that. No, it's just Assault. Troop Call to pull that back because I don't know. You don't have anything that's giving you Amber for play. What are you going to deal 2-2? Did you do 2-2? That should have. Oh, you killed off Drumble. Okay, so Drumble's dead. Let's see here. Do I call? He's at 8 Amber. One, two, three, 4, 10, 10. Logos would let me really not do much. This, I think, is going to be my call here. This, I'm going to play out my artifacts. Play out my Succubus on the right. That's all my cards, which is unfortunate. You are going to fight. I think I'm going to kill off Palicor. And then reap with this guy and reap with this guy. Putting me at 7 to his 8. I'm a key ahead. And I expect him to call Shadows this turn, which is unfortunate because that means he's probably going to. Yeah, and he does call Shadows. He's going to probably steal all my Amber. And I have absolutely no discards in my hand. Plays Custom Office. That's not good for me in the long term because he's got the Grasping Vines that's bouncing my artifacts. Nerve Blast steals 1. And pings probably the Stealer of Souls for 2. Maybe Charette. Oh, there goes Charette. Where'd you kill the first time? Oh, you just did 2 sets to Charette. Oh, no. Killed Charette the first time and then killed Stealer of Souls. Gotcha. Plays out Nexus. And Shadow Self. And uses Ghostly Hand, which doesn't actually affect me. Putting him at 11. That would be a problem, wouldn't it? Is this a problem I know a way to solve? Because I don't see it right now. If there is, I do not see it. I expect him to call Untamed next turn. I'm going to have to call Logos and hope I can draw into something. And I'm giving him Amber to play that. I'm just going to discard it. As much as I want to be able to play it, I can't afford to. But the game state doesn't let me. Play this, play Snufflegator on the right, and play Mother on the left. Okay, I get to draw a lot of cards. We will reap with this one and end turn. Now I have to figure out how to stall. I don't know if I can, but I have to figure it out. It's possible. I have a Drumble. And if you saw my last game, which really only my opponent did, I think. Is there anybody else out here? Welcome, by the way, to Resolute 55 and Spectre 807. You will know that Drumble can stall for a turn or two. Doesn't always work that way, but it can. Oh, he stopped at 6. No, he can't stop at 6. He stopped at 6. I think... if I do that now, I don't get enough. Do I have any possible way of stopping this? Because Drumble doesn't stall. You just draw a card. I don't think there's anything. It's way too risky to try and rely on that. Got too much in my deck to reliably draw anything. I would love to be able to play anything but this. But you did not play 3 creatures last turn, so Life Web is not going to steal. Yuck. I mean, I don't have a choice. I have to call this to activate the Flash of Broken Dreams and hope I can draw into something that will work. But since he killed off both my succubuses, I can't call this and get the 1 amber I need to be able to maybe reap my way out of this. That's painful. Because I don't have another way to drain him of any amber, or make amber more, or make keys more expensive. Which makes this a terrible play, but it's the only play I've got. Play this one, and archive, key charge. And yes, I have to hold Drumble in my hand to be able to stall another turn, which is super unfortunate. So his keys cost 9. Plays the Mobius Scroll. I really don't see how I'm going to come back from this one, but we will try. If I could have reaped last turn, I could have done it. Theoretically, anyways. I haven't done the math to see if I have enough to actually be able to push me over the top, but it was at least theoretically possible. But now it's, I don't even think it's theoretically possible anymore. Gosh, that guy is getting a lot stacked on him. I have to call Dis. If I don't call Dis, I lose. Yes. No, I do not want to take my archive into my hand. Play Drumble. Doesn't matter, I'm stealing all your amber. And play this action to hit, I don't know, this guy for 3. And Flash of Broken Dreams and Library of the Damned. We will archive that. And end turn. And I'm not at 6, so it doesn't really matter. Because I don't have an Arise. That's a cheap combo anyways. Oh, you're going to try a library access play. Oh, that's way too long of a... I can't play actions on my next turn. Yeah. He's at 9. I've got nothing. There is no way for me to come back. I saw a glimmer of hope there, but no, that's game. Good game. There was not a way for me to come back there at the end. Access turn, which is what library access decks do. You get, the, in this case, Nepethine Seed to pull back your library access, draw your deck, and then have 3 remarkably strong turns in a row. And I was not able to recover. Felt good about it before that, but yeah. Good game, Ramses. Good game. Yep, I was way ahead in the first half. I know of one mistake I made. It wasn't a major one, but it cost me an amber. If I look back through the game, I might see another mistake or two, but if I had been able to get my second Keyforge before your big play, I probably could have pulled off a full moon, play a bunch of creatures into a key charge type turn. And I probably would have been structuring my plays towards that goal. But since I didn't have my second key, I had to get set up into a position where I would get my second Keyforge first, and that never materialized with your shadows stealing all my amber. And your effervescent principle, oh my gosh. You took 5 amber, or the first time you played it, you took 5 amber from me. That was a death knell. Yeah. You forced me into choosing Dis on a couple of turns, and I just fell further and further behind. Definitely changed the way I played. Alright, what time is it? It's after 11. I'll do one more game. Yes. It was close. There were some places where I thought it could go my way, but the library access is such a strong card. If you can get it to play itself twice in a turn, you can really, really rack up on the hand size so that your following 2 turns are also ridiculous. Because when you've got 15 cards in your hand, you're going to be able to play 6 or 7 of them from another house because you played all of your Logos cards the prior turn. So not only does it give you 1 really powerful turn, it gives you at least 1 more, generally 2 more really powerful turns. Alright, I'm going to do 1 more game tonight and then go to bed. Keep checking that in case it ever works. Alright, last game with my Rainforest Sorcerer. Yes, the Shockwave was good too. I actually like the Common Cold. I hadn't seen the Common Cold before. I thought it was an amusing card. Deal 1 damage to everything. And then kill all Mars. Alright. Last game of the night. I will be going second. Playing against Hensey. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. Play out Dis first, and then hope I draw up some logos so I can get my mother into play. Playing Brobnar, Dis, and Untamed. So I have to worry about Hand of Dis. Oh, good. You're going to play a Charette, so my Gongoozle doesn't quite kill it and lets you discard a card. I love that. Gongoozle. And I took out Fogbank. That's not as good as it could have been. and just get these things out into play. I know Drumble is not particularly good at this stage of the game. It's much more of a targeted timing card, but on your first turn, I don't like holding cards in Keyforge. There are a few things like a Rise where I will occasionally hold them in hand where I could discard or play them. But generally, if it's in my hand, I call that faction, it is going to get discarded or played in general. I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to go about it, but I want to cycle through and see as much of my deck as possible. Now, if the card is not useful now, and it's not likely to be useful the next turn or the turn after, it's holding up a spot where useful cards could come into my hand for the next 2 turns. So I very rarely hold cards. Like I said, Arise is an exception. Hunting Witch and Nepenthe Seed. Okay. If I were to call anything but this, I cannot kill the Hunting Witch. So I'm calling this. You are going to fight and murder the Hunting Witch. And I realized the Nepenthe Seed could easily bring the Hunting Witch back. I would be fine with that. I'll play out the Succubus. Doesn't matter left or right. And make your keys more expensive. End turn. Hunting Witch must die. The Charette. I'm debating between whether or not I should have killed Charette or if I should have reaped with the Drumble. I have not, Ramses. In fact, outside of playing games with my wife, I have yet to play. Well, I've played with a couple of my friends in my gaming group that come over to the house. Ooh, Gateway of Discs. That's interesting. But no, I have not gotten to the local game store. It is really hard for me to get out to the local game store and play because of the girls. I have Talitha, who you've seen, the now 6-year-old, because today's her birthday, and Succubus, and Shooter. That's fine. And a 1 and a 3-month-old Eleanor. So I feel bad going to the game store and abandoning my wife to keep track of both girls. Ooh, yeah. I guess we'll call Logos. Play this creature. I half expect him to call Dis and trade everything off, but I guess I'd be fine with that. So it's really, really hard for me to get out to the game store. Also, our local game store hasn't had any tournaments yet, but I plan to try to get out to their first sealed deck whenever they do a sealed deck. The problem is it hasn't had the supply it needs. It has stayed constantly sold out at my local game store. It sells out within hours of it getting a shipment in. Although I am planning to do a with my gaming group, if I can convince that. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's not good. I'm off to a very bad start in this game. Headhunter, Headhunter. So that's 2. Don't reap. Don't use as long as it belongs to me. Okay. I probably kill that guy by throwing some creatures away, to be honest. But he threw out 3 Headhunters. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I call Logos again. I'm going to phase shift to get my Library of the Damned into play. I'm going to have Mother fight one of the Headhunters. And I'm going to have this guy fight the Succubus. Oh, look, that killed off the whatever it was, the 7-power Tireless Crocag. So I lost 2 creatures, he lost 3. And then I will throw Quixo into play. I don't expect him to live. I expect him to die to a headhunter. And that's my turn. I bought a box of Keyforge for Christmas. I put one deck in mine and my wife's stockings, and we played with one deck each at that time. We still have 8 decks unopened on our kitchen table, and I am wanting to try and get my local gaming group that comes over to the house. There's about let's say 6 of us that get together. The group can span up to 8, which is why we've kept 8 decks. I can count on one hand the number of times all 8 people have been available at the same time to come over. But I want to run my own personal sealed deck tournament with them, which is why those 8 decks are sitting at the table unopened. And as for what part of the country do I live in? I live in Northwest Arkansas. And I will be moving within the same city in about a month. We are closing on a new house that is larger than this one on the 22nd. And that is terrifying to me. Okay, what did you put on this guy? This creature gains 5 power. Okay. The only thing I can see to do here, unfortunately, is call Untamed, because nothing else is going to work, because nothing else has anything to work. I could call Dis, but since I don't regain any board state, it's a stall tactic where I'm not catching up. If I'm going to stall, I need to at least have a chance of catching up by cycling through my deck. So we will call Untamed. We will play this thing, play this creature, and Untamed is really a good call here because Lupo this card can go out and damage the other headhunter, and in one of the rare times I actually want to play Save the Pack, Save the Pack will kill off both headhunters. Like I said, when you're playing against Brobnar, Save the Pack is better. Against most anything else, Save the Pack is garbage. And in turn. Do I want to discard my key charge? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Discard it. I have had a chain, so I only dropped 5 cards, and I drew 5 bloody, oh man, 5 logos. One of which is lab work. But yeah, live in Northwest Arkansas. I've lived here since I went to college. I went to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville way back in 2002. And I have just never left. Gateway to Dis, wipe the board. Okay, I'm not sure that was the greatest of plays for you. Not sure it was worth 3 chains. You took out, what, 2 of my creatures? Yeah, you took out 2 creatures and 1 of your own for 3 chains. Okay, Tentacus must pay to use artifacts, and Succubus is Succubus. Yeah, we're going to call Logos. Let's throw out the stop. So, if I want to use Bouncing Death Cork, I either have to play 2 creatures and sacrifice them both for a board wipe, or I can use it first to kill Tentacus, and then play out my 2 creatures. If I play out 1 creature, I have to sacrifice that creature when I play Bouncing Death Cork. Again, order matters a great deal. And I'm going to archive my Rocket Boots because neither one of those creatures really benefits from it because they're not really attacking or reaping creatures. Yes, this guy's technically an attacker, but he doesn't have any special mechanisms to stay alive through the attacks. And he has forged his first key. Plays out a Hunting Witch. Hunting Witch must die. Plays a Flaxia. What is that? Gain 2 if you control more creatures than your opponent, which means he gained 2. And play a Regrowth to pull back a creature. Pulls back Tentacus, which he can't play this turn. That's fine. Arg. I guess I have to play Logos here. I didn't really want to, but that's what I'm going to. Step 1, Twin Boulder Mission. Actually, that's tempting. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the Rocket Boots. Try and set up a Snufflegator on my next turn. So, stop. What am I doing? Step 1, Brain Eater fights and eats the Succubus. Gives me a card. I drew a Succubus. That actually is probably better than the Rocket or the Snufflegator play I was thinking about. So next, I use the Twin Bolt Emission, which is here. Hit this guy and this guy for 2. Which gets rid of the Hunting Witch, which, as I state, is one of the must-kill cards of the game. I will Reap to get myself up to 6. Still can't do anything about his. Play the Phase Shift. And then play the Succubus. Doesn't really matter. And Rocket Boots. I probably should have played the Rocket Boots beforehand on Mother so I could Reap twice. Oh well. Now this turn, I will almost certainly be calling Untamed. I say almost certainly because it's always dependent upon what my opponent does, but Untamed seems likely. And why did I put Rocket Boots on Succubus? There's a creature that can kill the Succubus in combat on the board? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that question. Okay, this is going to be problematic, but let's take a look and see. Can't really call Logos. Oh, he reached with Flaxia. Well, that's troubling. Because he reaped with that guy, that actually changes my plan. If he hadn't reaped with it and fought and killed the Succubus, which is what I expected him to do, he wouldn't be at 6 Amber and not able to forge a key the next turn. He played 2 creatures, not 3, so my Life Web does not steal from him, unfortunately. I could play... Well, I'm going to end up playing this. Much as I would rather play Untamed. Question is, do I use the Gateway to Dis? I don't think I do. I think I let that ride. I can use the Flash of Broken Dreams to cover. So yeah, I'm going to call Dis. I'm going to Reap with Succubus. Do I Reap twice, or do I attack and kill? That's a tougher call. So I'd like to be able to kill the Snufflegator. The Snufflegator is going to start doing some serious damage. But no, I'm going to Reap twice. Now, do I play the Gateway to Disc? Do I discard the Gateway to Disc? Or do I archive the Gateway to Disc? That is a series of questions that I need to figure out. He has 4 cards in his hand. It's very unlikely that, yeah, from the Succubus and the Chains, he was down to 4. It's very unlikely that he's going to play enough creatures out next turn that I'm going to want to gateway next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this and archive something else to cycle through more of my deck. Play this creature on the right and archive the Life Web. That way, if I don't want to play it next turn, I don't have to pull it in. And it can stay out of my hand for a while. If he plays 3 creatures this turn, unlikely since he only has 4 cards in hand, but possible, I will absolutely do that. And he's going to reap with all 3. Not a surprise at all. Might actually fight with the... No, reaps with Snufflegator. Okay, so he's at 9. Okay, so if I play Untamed, I kill that for 1 chain, and it's really all I can do. Okay, well, we're going to call Untamed and see what happens. I might end up in a bad stall situation. And Snufflegator, and Big Twig, and Niffleape, and Fogify, or sorry, Fogbank. I clicked yes on picking up my archive. Why? Why did I do that? I'll call it a turn there. I have to keep this. I wanted it in my archive, but I clicked yes. Not the first time I've done that. Won't be the last time I've done it. He's at 3. If he calls Untamed, he can only get to 5. And I can forge my second key. And then we play a dangerous, dangerous game. He does call Untamed. And do you have... No, so that gets him to 5. Now, what do I call? Untamed will get me 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. This will give me 1, 2, 3. And no more. Logos gets me nothing. No, Disc gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and costs him 1. So here's an excellent example of why you should always kill Hunting Witch, because I get 5 amber off of a display instead of 3, because every time I play out a creature, and I have 2 creatures, I'll be getting amber. So yes, Dis is a no-brainer. In fact, no, I can't get more than that. Dis. What I can do, and it's going to cost me a chain. Play this creature on the left. Play this creature on the left. That's 2. Go away. And I reap with this guy. Reap. And I reap with this guy again. Reap. Now I can fight with this creature to kill the Snufflegator. They both die. He didn't survive the fight. But now I can rise. Oh, this is such a... Rise, calling Dis, and play him out for another amber. So I took a chain instead of... Took a chain to kill the creature, basically. Not entirely sure that was right, because I really should be trying to draw into my key charge. But that's what I did. Now I can use this and once again store Life Web and Use Slash Broken Dreams. Call it a turn. He is now at 4 amber. I am at 5. I did not draw my key charge. But I can call Dis next turn and gain a whole lot of amber. You always have to kill Hunting Witch. Have I tried my deck in the... No, I have not. I have not put anything... But I have not used it. So he calls Brobnar, throws out a bunch of creatures. He's not playing Shadows. Who's this guy? Lobster or Looter Goblin. For the remaining of the turn, gain 1 each time an enemy creature is destroyed. Okay. Anyone see a compelling reason not to just call Dis and gain a bunch of amber? No? Okay. We're calling Dis. No, I don't want my archive. I will play Charette, which will capture 3 of his 4. I will fight with this creature to blow up the Looter Goblin, because I want to blow up the Looter Goblin. And we will purge... let's purge this guy. I didn't actually blow up the Looter Goblin, though. Now the Stealers of Souls can fight and purge the Looter Goblin. And give me the Amber that I would have gotten by reaping with him. And then reap with this creature. Reap with this creature twice. 10. Nothing over there. Archive. Full Moon. And for fun, use the Lash of Broken Dreams. Now I'm at 10. And I still have not drawn my key charge. But he can see because he can't stop me. Alright. Good game. I didn't type in good game fast enough, but that was close. I felt like I was in danger of losing there for a little bit. But I managed to establish board control, and I think the second turn that he called Untamed was his biggest mistake. Because he didn't get enough to forge a key, which gave me basically a free turn to do whatever I wanted. If on... where is it? The turn where he called Untamed and just reaped with 2 creatures, if that had been enough to get him to 6 amber, that would have forced me into making certain plays, not giving me a true free turn. Giving me the free turn let me build up this board state and just enough to hold the dominance. Alright, I am going to call it there. It is now 11:30 my time. That is probably way too late for me. I need to get up in the morning, and the baby's going to wake up in the morning. Out of curiosity, ABCE rating sites. Let's go to ABCE rating Keyforge, just because you asked. And I am quite happy to Keyforge website. So I need to import a deck. How do I import a deck? Start typing for the deck name. I can't just, okay, fine. My deck name, let's try Darfin. Rainforest Sorcerer. Darfin. Rainforest Sorcerer, right there. And enter. This deck has a consistency score of negative 0.325. I'm not actually sure what that means. I'm not actually sure I went to the right site. Darfin. Or Sorcerer. Hit enter. Ah, okay. There we go. Amber, board, amber control, and efficiency. Not great numbers. I'm light on the amber generation, which is bad because I have hard times catching up. I have great board control. Well, decent anyways. Terrible amber control. And good efficiency. Now, the deck, if I'm going to do this, the deck I want to look at is Una. Spring Cardine Tiger. This is in my opinion, my powerful deck. Consistency, 0.5. Amber, slightly under. Board, average. Amber control, good. And efficiency, good. But the metric isn't... Metric assumes every card in a vacuum. Where this deck has Nepentine Seed and 2 Arises and Master Plan. Where's my Master Plan? Master Plan. Here. Not to mention a Key to Dis. It has an Omni artifact in every faction that it uses, and every one of those Omni artifacts is remarkably powerful. I mean, I can't ask for a better set of Omnis than those 3. Complete board control, off-faction play, and repeated play of whatever I want from the Nepentine Seed. This is my favorite deck. Whether or not I get something that I'd seize it someday, we will see. Next time I stream, I plan to try out probably Spyco McNally. So, as a little preview, this is not a great deck, but it does have a key charge, and it does have some Untamed potential. The problem is, it has 2 Cowards End, which are not terrible for board control, but I really don't like Brobnar. And I have library access, but nothing to make library access work the way it does in other decks. So this will be what I try next time. But in any event, I've been MathNut. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Check it on the Deck Analyzer website. I'm not sure what the Deck Analyzer website is. Keyforge Deck Analyzer. Beta. Okay, well, let's try this. Deck name. Input new deck. Una. Spring Cardine Tiger. I want to put the deck name. No. That's not what I thought it meant by manually. Una Spring Cardine Tiger. Nope. 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 Yes. Paste. Go. There we go. Okay, I don't actually know what this means. 1. Oh, it's amber. And those are powers. Okay. So, 18 creatures, which is slightly more than the average, but close enough I can call it average. Low on actions. Although I love the actions in this deck. 2 Arises, Control the Weak. Those are all very powerful. Bait and Switch, tremendously powerful. Full Moon, obviously powerful. Key Charge, and Lost in the Woods. Okay. Nerve Blast, Poison Wave, and Lost in the Woods are the only ones that I say aren't top tier actions. And they are all still eminently usable. 7 artifacts, which puts me way ahead of the curve. This deck does run into problems when it runs up against a Shadows artifact steely type deck. That's fair. But I could replace Ritual Balance with something better. Obviously, another Nepentine Seed would be amazing. 2 upgrades. Neither one of these are particularly useful. They're just kind of filler cards in the deck. 6 cards that give me Amber. So key control. Only 2 things that impact that. But house cheating. Oh, the master plan for house cheating. Dominator Bauble is, of course, useful. Plenty of Amber control, particularly in Shadows. Good levels of removal. We've got a way to do it with damage. We've got targeted removal, and then we've got mass removal. Key cheating. Shaffles, artifact removal. Snecklifter is awesome. I've stolen more artifacts with that are just fun to use. Card control. Don't have any healing, don't have any card draw. And this is a work in progress. This is only the most obvious synergy possible. Yeah. This I like better than the ADHD. Hi, Psionic Blade. I'm very sorry to you. You're joining right as I'm ending the stream. I will be uploading this to YouTube. If you would like, you can't participate live at this point because I am going to bed. It is almost midnight my time. But I will link my YouTube page for you, where I've already uploaded a couple of Keyforge videos streamed through the Crucible. Ah, no, don't start playing. Stop. I have no idea what started playing there. My channel. There we go. This was the first Keyforge video I did, and you can get to the rest of them from there if you want. Sorry that I am stopping at this point. I do appreciate you joining the stream, though, and I look forward to more streams in the future. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the game, Ramses. I thought I had you there for a while, but you kind of murdered me. I will be uploading this, starting the upload for this, and that will do it for me for tonight. Good night, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't, follow me on Twitch so you can get the alerts. And past that, I shall talk to you at some point in the future, I hope. Good night.